Anyway, going back to this week, so a few things. One is we were really banged up this week and had finals, so it was just a real interesting week. We had multiple guys injured. We had multiple guys with a lot of finals, so trying to, this is just, it's been a tough week to try to get everyone on the same timing because of, whether it's practice and or injuries and finals and study groups and, all those type of things. It's just, it's an intense week. We play Alabama State on Saturday. They haven't played a home game yet this year, so they're not going to be intimidated. So their Coach Madlock, the head coach, does a really good job. Known him a long time. He was a great player at the University of Memphis. His son's on the team now with him. Son's a good player. They've got good players. They play hard. They compete. They're athletic. They run good stuff. We'll need to play well. There's no doubt about that in order for us to have an opportunity to win the game. And looking back at the Carolina game on Saturday, there were some things that we got to be much better about. Some things we had some open looks that we didn't make. Ken and Kelly, you guys were both there in person, and they hurt us on the transition offense, but also we've been pretty good on glass coverage, and we didn't do a good job there on the offensive rebounds. Part of that, Javon was out, but that being said, look, we've had we try to have a good week of grinding the guys who have been able to participate and get after things and be ready to go on Saturday at 2:00.
In a normal finals week, if everybody's healthy, when they practice, do you notice a difference from the way they practice from when they normally would practice without finals?
This is just a hard week because guys are under stress, they're under duress. You're trying to fit in. The timings of the practices of being able to practice, but also you've got the final schedule. Some guys have been banged up with some injuries. We got guys got hurt on some things, and so it's sort of a mix and match the best you can. And obviously academics take precedent over athletics, and so and Georgia Tech finals, it's no joke. So it's not an easy week.
I was wondering if you had an update on Javon and Davon.
I would say Javon is doubtful for Saturday, Kelly, and Davon is questionable.
Would it be up with both of them that they'd be ready to go in
I would assume they would. I would assume they should be ready to go for the following Wednesday for sure. I would say Davon for sure for the following Wednesday. I'm hoping Davon's able to go for this Saturday because he's questionable. But Javon is doubtful for Saturday, but he'll probably end up being questionable for the following Wednesday.
With Javon not being available, I imagine that leads to maybe some minutes for Mecca, and if so, is he a type of guy that really needs to get comfortable and get play in consecutive games and not feel like every time he goes out he has to do everything?
Well, I think everyone's got to be ready because whether it's Jordan Mecca, obviously, just with numbers, everyone's got to be ready. Cural's got to stay ready. So, just guys got to stay ready, and that's just part of the deal. And there's, injuries are part of the equation that happens at times. And everyone's just got to stay ready.
What are you kind of looking for? This is the last one of these kind of games you have for a bit. Just kind of what do you want to see from your guys on Saturday?
Well, we got to continue. We got to continue to get better, Kelly. We got two more non-conference games. We got this game, and then we've got Florida Tech in February. So our objective is, we got to one, win, try to win the game, but two, continue to get better and get ready for ACC. Technically, kind of really go in the heart of ACC once you get to, next Wednesday.
You mentioned after the North Carolina game that the 3-point shooting wasn't where you thought it'd be. What were you I know you said you were basing on what you saw in the preseason. Was that looking at numbers, or just kind of getting a feel for how they were shooting? Or
No,
what
well,
gave you that sense?
Ken, I mean, it was. Look, anyone knows I'm Mr. Positive Paul and glass overflowing and optimistic on everything, but there was real proof and action and substance to it. I mean, the way we were shooting in practice, our shooting drills, the way we shot against Vanderbilt and Tulane, shot pretty well against Clayton State. So and we've gotten really good looks a lot of times on the year. We just haven't, I think I think Debo and Miles combined, that moves are like 37%, and everybody else is 22%. So, we're a better shooting team than our numbers. I just, guys got to be ready to catch shoot, and when they're open, fire it, and have confidence about it. And we're getting good shots, and for the most part, and I believe they're due to fall. We spent a lot of time on shooting. I don't, like I said early on, they were going in. I don't know why they haven't gone in as much as I thought they would.
Speaking of Debo, it seems like he's starting to take some more shots in the lane now. A little mid-range part of his game is starting to come out. Is that by design, or is just how the game has flowed?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Debo has opened up his game where he's not just a catch and shoot three-pointer. He's able to score in the paint, do different things, beat a guy off the dribble. So I think that's part of Debo's evolution, of his improvement and his getting better. And so we need to continue to see that.
With Kyle, kind of he has not kind of looked right so far this season, and kind of what's going on with him. It seems like on both ends of the court he's struggled a little bit.
Yeah, Kyle, we need Kyle. And Kyle's due to break out, and I want him to have great confidence. He just got to continue to really be a great quarterback of our team. And Kyle's a very capable scorer and can put the ball in the basket as well as anybody. But we really need his steadiness and his ability to really quarterback our group. And the better he does that, the better for us and the better for him.
At the risk of oversimplifying things, just given what it looks like your team can do, you hold on to the ball well, you don't do as well, defensive rebounding in terms of just whether you're gaining or losing possessions. I would think that the 3-point shooting really does. I mean, it's
humongous.
Great, importance to you.
It's tremendous importance to us. Now, we don't have to live and die by it, but we don't have a lot of margin for error, Ken. So our margin for error is very small. But the margin for error, when it's due to that small size, when we have open shots, you got to make them. But look, as a coach, it's a outstanding, wonderful, awesome profession, but you're dependent on 18 to 22-year-olds to put the ball in the basket for you. And it's a fine line. I mean, it's a make and miss game when it's all said and done, and you got to put the ball in the basket. And we've gotten great looks. So I believe we're going to make them. We just got to continue to get good looks, and we're due to get on a streak and get hot.
On the defensive end of the court, what is your confidence level on how they're playing man-to-man now?
Oh, we've gotten better. We've been better defensively in some things, and I if you look at our numbers, we're, as Ken mentioned, we got to be better at defensive rebounding, but we are guarding the three at a very high level, and there's been a lot of good stuff we've done defensively.
It seems like there's been some casualness with the basketball at times, and you guys aren't really turning the ball over a lot on passes or things like that. It's been more of just guys, traveling, things like that, not being smart with the ball, even out of timeouts. I think in the Carolina game, I think you might have.
In the Carolina game, I was disappointed. We had out of 2 timeouts, we had 2 plays, and the one time we threw it into Jalen, we got him at the block. We wanted to get him in the block, and he, instead of him posting at the block, he posted 4 feet off the block, and he got his feet tangled. And then the other one was Miles stepped out of bounds on that timeout, on the base out of bounds. So Yeah, those are no reason for that. We got to be better than that.
I think Rodney hit a couple from the elbow.
Yep, he had a couple good elbow
that must
shots.
have been encouraging for you. Are you seeing that in practice? That
Yeah,
he's
no, our front court guys can make that elbow shot, Ken, and he's improved on that, and Javon as well too can make that, and so if guys are sagging off on that, we got to be ready to make them pay. And Rodney had 2 nice elbow jumpers. That was really nice to see.